Hello, awesome artists! Today we are going to start a spooky collage. But wait, I have my paper, I have my supplies, but I think I'm missing something. Pause the video and see if you can raise your hand and remember what I'm missing underneath my artwork. Did you say messy mat? Hang on 1 minute. That's better. I've got my messy mat underneath my paper. Now you will notice usually work with a white paper, but today's paper is black because we need a dark background. I also have my colored pencil bin, so if I tried to write my name on my paper, because that's the first thing I do is write my name, you could see it, but not very clearly, right? So I'm gonna grab a white colored pencil and you can see my name much better. Miss Morocco. There we go. That's much clearer. So that's first step, is to write your name with a white colored pencil and then flip it over. We are making a collage. A collage means that we are taking smaller pieces of things and putting them together. Often it is pieces of paper. So on your table, you will have your table caddy that has scissors and glue, glue and scissors and glue. You will need those today. And you will also have 2 baskets of paper. One is hot colors, which means it's reds, oranges, yellows, pinks, stuff like that. Then you will also have a cold basket, which is blues, greens, and purples. All right, and you're gonna share those baskets with your table mates. So I've got them close to me right now because I'm working by myself, but you will be able to slide them around on the table so other people can use them too. I also have a couple pieces of white paper in case I need it. All right, I'm gonna start by making the body of my collage monster. So I'm gonna start by putting one of the bigger pieces of paper down and just deciding, maybe with my pencil, do I want a round body? Do I want a pointy body to start with? And then I'm just gonna draw a triangle. So every time I draw a shape, I'm gonna draw it with my pencil first before I cut it out. And maybe I'll grab another yellow piece of paper and maybe I'll draw another triangle, but this time it's gonna go this way. And I'm just planning it out right now, right? So I've got my first triangle, my second triangle, and maybe I'm gonna do some sort of like, I don't know, funny looking head. So I need my body, my neck, and my head. You can make your whole monster like with legs and feet and everything, but I'm just doing the top part of my monster. Let's see, I'm gonna do a rectangle now. So I'm gonna now take my scissors and carefully cut out all these shapes. And it's helpful that I drew the lines first so I know where to go. All right, once I'm done with my scraps, I'm gonna have some leftover pieces. I can take this and put it back in the basket because somebody else might wanna use these for antennas or legs or arms or eyelashes, something small. All right, I'm gonna cut these all out and come right back. Okie dokie, artichokes, I'm back. I have a big triangle, a small triangle, a rectangle. I drew those and cut them out. This was just a piece of paper I found in the basket, but I like the shape, so I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna make this my body down here, so I still haven't glued anything yet. I'm just planning it out. I'm gonna do, maybe the body will actually look like this. Ooh, I'm changing my mind, that's okay. And then that will be the head. Oh, perfect, so I've got a head, a neck, and a very funky looking body. So now I'm gonna take my glue stick, and when I use my glue stick, I wanna make sure that I'm gluing what's on the bottom first. So I'm gonna put my piece of paper on my messy mat, not on my nice paper, on my messy mat. Glue all the way around the edge. You can do an X in the middle too, so you can glue the center. And then I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna put it down on my paper. There we go. So now I'm going to take my next piece, move it over, glue it, and then I'm going to glue it down, stick it down, oops, very sticky, on my paper. There we go. So I'm just going to keep gluing until I got all my pieces on. And I'm always gluing on my messy mat, not on my paper. Scooch it over, glue, glue, glue. All right, so now I've got a couple pieces on my paper, and I'm gonna make sure I give the paper a massage. Really push it down so it stays on there. I'm not smacking my hand, whap, 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 right? I am just making sure I'm gently pressing and rubbing it down so it doesn't mess anybody else up on my table. If I were to bang that table, that would really be disruptive to other people trying to work. You can also pick your paper up and do the wiggle test. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Turn it upside down, wiggle, 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 wiggle. If any of your pieces of paper fall off, that means you did not press enough or you did not add enough glue. So you need to go back and add some more glue, stick it back on. All right, I've got my body, my neck, and my head. Now I'm going to add some arms. Again, I'm going to reach into my paper basket and I'm going to cut some wavy lines. So I'm going to move my scissors back and forth slowly, curving around. I'm going to do it again. It doesn't have to be the same exact way. That's part of the fun. All right, now I've got a wavy arm I can stick on. I'm going to do it again because I have this wavy line here that I made back and forth, back and forth. Here we go. So now I have my arms. This piece is too small. You really can't do much with this. Maybe you could make a mustache, maybe, I don't know. But that piece is pretty small, so I might put that back in the trash can instead of the basket. This piece is still nice and big, so I'm gonna put it back in the basket. So I've got some arms. Maybe I wanna cut my arms so I can make it look like they're waving. So I'm going to put one part down, and this is their elbow, and then I can put that part up so it looks like they're waving. That's pretty cool. If I want to make some eyeballs, I might take my piece of paper. I don't need that big of a paper, so I'm going to cut it in half, put the rest back, cut that in half. If I want to make two of the same thing, I can stack the papers on top of each other. Look at that. And then when I go to, oh, you know what? I need to draw it first. That was a close one. I'm gonna draw big circles for my eyeballs. I can cut them out together, holding the papers together, pinching with one hand, cutting around the circle with the other. And then, ta-da, I have two of the same one, so when I put them on, they're exactly the same. That's super helpful. Again, these papers are too small, so I'm gonna throw them away. All right, once I've got all my pieces glued on, I might wanna take a pencil and add some details. Okay, I took a minute and added a couple more pieces and I glued everything down so nothing is moving around. Now I'm going to add my drawing details. I might want to take a pencil, add my pupils on my eyes. Look very surprised. Maybe I'm going to add some more detail around the eyes or the face. Maybe I'm going to add a nose. That looks pretty silly. Maybe I'm gonna add a mouth, and maybe this monster has great big teeth. Whoa, just teeth on the bottom though. So you can kind of see that, but I'm gonna go back over with my Sharpie and trace all my details so you can see it super clearly. This is a lovely lady monster. There's their nose, mouth, teeth. Pretty wild. Okay, so you get the idea. I am looking for lots of pieces of collage before you start actually drawing your face or your details, okay? Make sure that you have a lot of paper elements on first before you start drawing your details or adding any sort of texture. Maybe I want to add some more detail with not just a Sharpie, but with a colored pencil or a crayon. That works too. Remember, the colored pencil will work on the paper that's colorful, but you might want to get a white oil pastel or something else to do the background. Maybe I want to add a spider web to the corner. Ooh, spooky. My spider is white. There we go. All right, so when you're all done, we're gonna put them into the basket, the class basket, and I'm excited to hang them in the hallway so everyone can see. Let's get started.